I'm going to do my post-fight comments since I can't seem. One thing I hate about UFC is you watch the fight and it's just like sports. You watch the event and then you want to see what other people thought about it. And with UFC, it's hard to find real good coverage, even post-fight or anything. And my Apple doesn't want to run the UFC's latest videos, so I don't get a lot of the post-fight stuff on their site. So anyway, let me just give you my comments. Obviously, I'm tired. Stayed up late last night after that fight. Let's see. Lyoto Machida, I'm going to cover just the main guys. And Couture. By the way, Diaz, Nate Diaz, I was really bummed you lost because he's one of my, I like both the Diaz brothers. That was a bummer. Lyoto Machida and Couture. Machida pulled out, the same kick that, Silva did. So that's actually, it's a karate. That's a pretty popular kick. I remember I used to do it young. It's a very effective kick. And Couture had his face just out there, just waiting for that kick. And Machida pulled it out perfectly, man. Tagged him right on the jaw. That was a great fight. He's awesome as always. Good guy. Classy. Both of them were classy. And definitely best knockout. Well-deserved to the best knockout. Hominick and Aldo. I thought Aldo would go out there and kill Hominick. He's, kind of compare him to a Silva, like a lightweight Silva. He's so powerful and everything, but to Hominick's credit, man, he hung in there. He looked like a friggin' mongoloid, or deformed, I should say. I don't want to say mongoloid. That's probably not the best thing to say, but he looked pretty bad at the end of the fight, and I think if I were Aldo, I might have just tapped out of sheer grossness. He was getting bled all over, and guy had a big giant, bump on his head. It was just disgusting, really. But Hominick, I couldn't believe it. 5th round, just pounded on Aldo. That was a good fight. Anyway, I was just real surprised Aldo didn't go out there and destroy him. So Hominick hung in there. Good fight. The other thing, Shields and St Pierre. Now, my brother and I talked about this. He thought the fight sucked. He thought it was absolutely boring. And I didn't think it was terribly exciting, but it was very, it was strategic, man. Shields is incredible on the ground. St Pierre is not going to let him take him to the ground. And St Pierre is terribly difficult to take to the ground himself. And, I thought Shields did a great job. And I have to say that I think St Pierre may be done with his career, man. What he described last night is a detached retina in his eye. I had something that was almost attached to my eye, seeing the exact same things that he saw. The stars and the little lights. It's not a good thing. He may be done with his career, just like Sugar Ray was done with that, and it's kind of a shame. But Joe Rogan was sitting there asking him if he was going to move up a weight class. Man, he didn't beat Jake Shields very decisively. And, Jake Shields, to his credit, is a tough dude. Really is. And he just teed off on George St. Pierre. St. Pierre looked horrible after that fight. And to speculate that he needs to move up a weight class so he could fight Silva. Silva is like no other. Silva, you leave Silva a chin open, and you're done. That guy is just absolutely lethal with his punch. All those Brazilian guys, they're looking at your jaw constantly. It's a target, and if they could hit you with a punch or a kick, That's exactly what they're going to go for. They're not going to do any of this meathead brawling, roundhouse crap. They're going straight into the jaw. And Silva would destroy George St Pierre. He wouldn't have a chance. I'd actually love to see Silva fight John Jones, and I liked John Jones initially, and I'm starting to not like him. I kind of think he's getting a little cocky, even though he acts like he's humble. I'd hate to see him beat Silva, and I don't think he can. I mean, I think John Jones had his day, and he could easily be picked apart by the guys that come up next. He's a great fighter, but he's not a Silva. I mean, Silva just has very few, if any, gaps in his game, and I could see some in Jones' fight game. So, anyway, those are my comments on last night's fights, and hopefully a Silva-John Jones matchup will come soon. I know John Jones has got to get through his buddy from Michigan. I forgot his name now. Yeah, I always draw a blank on that guy's name. Anyway, the former heavyweight. But all that said that's all my comments. I sure wish there was more to read on MMA after these fights. I guess maybe I'm missing something. A buddy of mine told me about Joe Rogan's site. I need to probably hit his site, his forum. Anyway, thanks for listening.